morning, good afternoon, or wherever you are in the world. It is a pleasure to address the 2021 Korea Africa Business Forum to discuss opportunities for expanded partnerships between Africa and Korea. My name is Khaled Sherif, and I am the Vice President for Regional Development, Integration, and Business Delivery, the complex responsible for operational lending at the African Development Bank in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. The long relationship between the African continent and Korea has helped establish relationships and understandings that bodes well for the future. Therefore, the African Development Bank believes the relationship offers considerable mutual benefits for all parties. From the African perspective, the African continent has 1.3 billion people, equivalent to China and also India. In recent decades, we have seen considerable GDP and per capita income growth in both China and India, and we expect high growth rates for Africa as well in the coming decades with the launch of the African Continental Free Trade Area that we call the AFCFTA. When we combine the expected population growth of Africa to double by 2050 to about 2.5 billion people, we can all run the numbers and multiply that figure by per capita income estimates to see how much GDP growth there will be. These macro trends offer significant opportunities for Africa as it will move towards creating a single market. And the bank considers the AFCFTA a game changer for the continent, as it will open up business opportunities and also facilitate integration into the world economy while adding value to what it produces. If managed properly, this can set into motion a virtuous cycle that will lead to unprecedented wealth creation for the African population, but it also requires support and investment from outside the continent, including from Korea. The launch of the AFCFTA comes at a time when the whole world is affected by COVID. The pandemic has exposed the continent's vulnerability to imports yet one more time. At the African Development Bank, we therefore also look at the AFCFTA as a chance to break with past patterns by adopting an investment focus. I would now like to highlight 6 investment opportunities that I believe are of particular relevance to Korean businesses. First, health. The pandemic has raised awareness amongst policymakers that Africa needs to build more robust emergency preparedness systems for the future. This is a particular focus for us in the regard of vaccine production, with a target of 60% self-sufficiency set for Africa by 2040. This means considerable opportunities in biotechnology and pharmaceuticals and the entire health sector and infrastructure, ranging from PPP to laboratory facilities, hospitals, etc. Second, food. Africa still imports about $30 billion of foodstuffs annually, and with a population expected to double over the coming decades, this is a significant market opportunity as the continent also boasts the world's largest share of available arable land. Third, energy. About 600 million people on the continent still don't have access to electricity. Renewable energy is a significant investment opportunity, which is now attracting more and more climate financing as part of the global effort to address the effects of climate change. In addition to large-scale investments that are part of the continent's energy transition, which includes LNGs, I would like to highlight the opportunities presented in off-grid energy, the business models that come with it. And Africa is a large continent with huge distances between primary and secondary and tertiary cities, and the communities living in rural areas. Fourth, transport infrastructure. Africa's annual infrastructure investment gap is estimated at more than $100 billion, and a large share of it relates to roads, rail, bridges, ports, and airports. Today, 60% of sub-Saharan goods trade with international markets run through the port in Durban, South Africa. This is not only undesirable because of the concentration risks it carries, but also unsustainable in light of the growing volume of goods that will be traded going forward. 16 African countries are landlocked and require access to the coast to make logistics more manageable. Deep water ports and related transport infrastructure are therefore significant investment opportunities. Fifth, ICT. Everything about the 21st century economy is digital. Based on data analytics, computing power, advanced algorithms, and artificial intelligence, etc., Africa needs to harness these capabilities not only to capitalize on growing e-commerce, but to transform the commercial and economic landscape. Global venture funding has already recognized the potential in Africa and is increasingly flowing to the continent to fund the next generation of tech entrepreneurs. Africa today has 7 unicorns and many more coming. Sixth, finance and capital markets. Financial integration is a key pillar of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. And the continent is making significant progress in this regard, which will offer opportunities for investors around the globe to participate and support Africa's growth story, while also promoting innovations around fintech that are taking hold rapidly across different countries. As you can note, we are very, very bullish on Africa, as we see the opportunities that lie ahead being simply enormous. Africa is indeed on the move, the opportunities are vast, and they offer Korean firms attractive opportunities to diversify, to trade, and to enhance regional and global supply chains, and potentially to capture new markets. Of course, all of this will translate into revenue growth and earnings for Korean firms. I would like to leave you with an emphasis on the potential mutual benefits that will come from more prosperous partnerships. Both Africa and Korea seek greater diversification of trade partners. The global political environment is highly uncertain, making concentration risk a major challenge. Diversified portfolios are always best for maintaining flexible options, offsetting unfavorable cycles and trends, and encouraging differing approaches to traditional challenges. Africa and Korea have much to offer to each other as a means of progressing in the 21st century. Last but not least, I want to express a big thank you to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea and the Korea-Africa Foundation for inviting me to speak at this important event. I also want to express my sincere appreciation to Ambassador Un Ki-yo, the president of the Korea-Africa Foundation, His Excellency Jung Moon Chae, the second Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea, all African and Korean speakers, and our African Development Bank Asia External Representative Office for all the time and efforts they have expended in organizing this notable event. Distinguished ambassadors, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your kind attention. Kamsahamnida. Thank you.